Hello, good afternoon. Am I speaking with Mr. Smith? Hi, Mr. Smith. Good afternoon to you, sir. My name is Majoy Dasha, and I'm calling you from SAP. How are you today, sir? Very well, thank you, sir. Mr. Smith, I am calling on behalf of SAP. We would like to extend our personal invitation for you to be part of our new program designed for your business. Sounds good, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Is that Mr. Smith? Hi, Mr. Smith. How are you, sir? Yeah, this is Majoy Dasha. I'm calling you from SAP. I'm so excited to speak with you today. And I'm just happy that you pick up the call, Mr. Smith. We have a very exclusive offer for you today. I don't want you to miss out on that. In today's topic, we can actually decide whether we're going to entertain the call from the first telemarketer or the second telemarketer. As you can see, or as you have seen, the first one is the telemarketer that most likely will be entertained by Mr. Smith. The second one, I'm not very sure. She's too jumpy. She's quite all over the place. You can see she's just trying to grasp on words that she can put together, and she's overdone it clearly. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's topic. Very funny for me to do that because I've made that mistake when I was starting as a telemarketer. In today's topic, we're still talking about beginners, telemarketing for beginners, I'm sorry. And from what I have just sampled you with, you can see that introducing yourself on the phone can be really nerve-wracking as well, in as much as introducing myself on the camera. Let alone this is my third video, so bear with me. I'm still getting the hang of it, but the main thing about my video is really the content of sharing with you how you can actually be mindful and introduce yourself with purpose. So number one I want to share with you, or one tip I want to share with you with introducing yourself is, of course, you have to have done a lot of practices before you officially get on the phone. I'm not sure how many weeks are you actually trained by your trainer on the script, product knowledge, all these things that you need to get yourself very oriented with before you officially call Mr. Smith and be the one representing the company you work for. Definitely I recommend you should have done a lot of practices. Role playing always works. Role play with your manager or role play with your fellow trainee. It's fun. It's the best way to learn and to get used to the script. It can be tongue twisting at times, especially with words that you're not so familiar or you're not speaking about on a regular basis. But number one, make sure that you've been trained properly, you've spent enough time to rehearse before you get on your first call, because that's the only chance you have. And if your introduction fails, all fails without a fail. Okay, so next thing I want to mention as well is, before you get on your call, check on your surroundings. Are you in a space where there's no background noise to distract yourself, distract your client on the phone, at the same time where you can really focus and be in the zone while you are presenting? Telemarketing can be a fun thing or a fun job, but at the same time, there's a lot of work that goes with it, mentally, emotionally, physically. There's a lot of stuff going on. So please, second thing that I want to recommend is check your surroundings. Do not do any telemarketing call when you're outside, or if you are in the bus or in the train or in a public place or in a coffee shop where there's a lot of people. I feel that it creates the impression to Mr. Smith that you don't really mean business when you're calling him in a place where he can hear a lot of stuff going on. So make sure that when you're doing your sales call, as a beginner especially, get into the habit of really doing it right. You gotta do it right, okay? So next thing I want to share as well as one of the tip is all the information you need should be easy access for you. For instance, you've been trained, you've got a checklist, you've been trained, you've practiced enough, you're in the right space, and you have your script. You have to have all the other things you need as well in terms of what he could possibly be asking you about. For instance, if you're telemarketing for an insurance company, all the rates, all the informations that you actually have to refer to in case he asks you information about plan A, plan B, and so on and so forth. Very important to have that very handy because it also creates the trust and confidence of Mr. Smith to you that you are professional, that you know what you're doing, and you're prepared to get the presentation going for him. So they are aware when we call clients, they're fully aware that it's a business call. There's a business you're trying to get out of it. It's not I remember when I was a sales manager, I've had so many telemarketers that I've worked with, I trained with. It was just an every day we learned from each other. And I remember there was a telemarketer I worked with, and she was so hesitant. She's always like, oh, what if Mr. Smith would know that I'm a telemarketer, then he's gonna hang up on me. So what if Mr. Smith would know that I'm selling a product to him? And I said to her, they know that the calls they receive from telemarketers are either offering a product, offering a service, and that's okay. That is really okay. Everyone has a job to perform. We all have things to do in life. And as long as we do it right, as long as we do it with respect and dignity, it's okay. It's okay to know that they know that you're a telemarketer calling them about something. Now, I just want to also talk about the flip side, the other telemarketer that I've shown you in this video, where she was jumpy, she's overdoing it, she's all over the place. The biggest thing about having that style is you make Mr. Smith feel like you really are a telemarketer. Whereas the other consultant or the other person who was calling, it was a business call. It sounded like a professional person calling him for something. But the other person obviously was calling and sounded like a telemarketer. And this is when people really hang up, find an excuse to end the call. So really my advice, be as relaxed as you are and be as professional sounding as you are. Use the right tone. Don't overdo it. Use the script introduction. That's why I've said on the previous video that the introduction on your script or everything in your script is crafted with mind and with intention so that you don't have to make that mistake, which I've done on this video. And I hope that you kind of visualize. That was just a little scenario. So I'm sure whatever product you're telemarketing with, you can really identify with that scenario, and I hope you can see that, okay, I need to adjust my enthusiastic, or I need to adjust my tone, my volume, my selection of words. And it comes down to, again, the topic yesterday. If you follow the script, you're more relaxed, you don't panic, you don't necessarily make a lot of mistakes at the very beginning of your call. So I hope that you guys learned something from me today. I'm happy to do more of this. We're just on the first part of the script. On the next video, I will be talking about the second part of the script, basically, which is the part where you're getting to know the client. So we already established today that the way to getting to the call is to really have a very effective introduction approach so that Mr. Smith will sit back, listen to us, trust what we're calling him for, and also respect what we're calling him for. And I hope you learned a lot today, and I will see you on the next training session. But please don't be shy to post comments. There's some of you making comments and suggestions. And a big shout out as well to the Filipino telemarketers that I used to work with. There's the managers, there's the operations director. I just want to shout out on them that they're still doing this and they're still passionate about it. Please post your comments, share me your ideas, share your success to everyone, and I hope that we continue building this community and this channel serve the purpose, which is just about passion. The passion to learn, the passion to teach, the passion to succeed in communication. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you on the next training session. Bye.